Hello, this is Sunday Conversations. This is episode 7, and today we're talking with Toni from Glare. Toni plays guitar in Glare, and I thought it'd be a perfect time to chat with her about Glare because they have an album coming out this Friday called Heavenly.
Yes.
So we're going to talk about that. We'll talk about Texas and just music in general. So, Toni, can you give like a quick backstory about who you are, where you're from, and how you got into alternative music?
Yeah, well, I'm from Brownsville, Texas, and I've lived there for most of my life, right? And I've basically lived like in the RGV like my whole life. I guess I'm just repeating like the same thing, I guess. But okay, yeah. So like I lived in Brownsville, and then how did I get into alternative music? I don't know. Like I guess like music has always like been there, you know. I have like a lot of memories of like my dad playing like just like all different kinds of music, like the dad rock bands like AC/DC and like Guns N' Roses was a big one like growing up, I guess. All problematic stuff aside, like, this is before all that, before like I had a new perspective on that, I guess. And then
Yeah, it was like classic rock, like 80s.
Yeah, it's like classic rock stuff.
Yeah.
And I had uncles that would listen to like more contemporary stuff at the time. Like I think I like found out about more alternative music, like I guess like for example like the Gorillaz and like Blink-182, like stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
And like my mom was always like into like I guess like more like 80s stuff. So like growing up, like I was always around people who had like different kind of music taste. And yeah, I don't know. Like I guess that kind of like just like influenced my taste a bit and stuff. And
yeah, what type of 80s stuff was your mom into?
I remember a lot of Billy Idol and Queen.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, like I really like at least like on that one record, like I guess like his most famous one, there was like a lot of like I guess like punk guitar or something, like a lot of like pop punk stuff, like pop muting and shit. And I like the guitar stuff and that, and it would just be like greatest hits CDs really. Yeah, at that point. And then let's see. What else about myself? Gosh, I'm going like on different tangents. Sorry. Let's see.
But I mean, just like about like alternative music in general, like I guess when did you start finding like music for yourself that maybe influenced you even more?
I think definitely it started in middle school. I think that's like when I really got into like more alternative music. I was pretty into like Blink during that time and like Panic at the Disco, like the earlier stuff. More so Blink, like the self-titled stuff. I really love that album. And I think that was, and I guess like all the other stuff that came like adjacent to Blink, like Boxcar Racer and eventually like, Angels and Airwaves and Plus 44 and stuff. Would it be that, Panic? And honestly, like I feel like if I say like one band, I'm missing like 5 other ones. It's like I can't think of them all like on the spot. But I think I began to develop more of my taste like in high school, where I started listening to, I guess like stuff that would lead me down to more of like the shoegaze stuff. I remember like listening to like Silver Sun Pickups and like the first song that, like their most famous one, like Lazy Eye. I was like, wow, this is so good. Like it sounds so dreamy and stuff, but really like present. And I don't know like it's just a pretty song, but I definitely remember that being like a turning point in like high school, probably like junior year or sophomore year, where I got into more stuff like that. And then I got into like house music for a bit too. I was kind of like I would listen to like a lot of like Deadmau5 while like just playing Xbox and stuff, like spend nights doing that and whatever that was coming out around that time, just to it was really like stimulating and stuff, just like gaming and like listening to like dance music. It's like the whole thing. And then
I remember when we went to the record store, you got like the Daft Punk CD too.
Definitely Daft Punk too. Also the XX, I remember bringing that up. It was definitely a one for me. Very emo stuff. very like dark sounding. Let's see. Gosh, trying to think of other bands. I guess it was like mostly in high school, and then after high school, when I first like started doing like music stuff with the band, we started off like in 2014, and it was like Rez, Homer Montelongo, Chris Montelongo, he like in Petty Thief and like your band and stuff, and Chris and well, Rez and Chris, like they introduced me to a lot more bands like the Run for Cover stuff.
Yeah.
And I think like during that time I got into like the more like modern stuff, and I just kind of like kind of lean toward more of like the shoegaze stuff eventually. Like I remember like listening to like the Nothing and Worse split a lot with Monte in the car, and we would just like drive around at night because we would help like his dad set up DJ equipment or something like that, because he would like do stuff for like parties and stuff, and we would get out like we would like take down like the equipment like late at night. It would be like 3 a.m, and I remember like having a lot of memories of like driving at night and like listening to like that Split record, and it was just like so good. Like, and I think that introduced me to more like of like the contemporary like new gaze stuff.
Yeah.
And then that was like 2015, 16. And then ever since then, I've just been like checking out like other bands that are kind of like in that realm and stuff. And then here we are today, and like I feel like I'm missing like so much. Like it's not just shoegaze, I swear. Like
no,
like,
no, I get you.
But I mean,
not many people notice, but I think it'll be kind of fun to talk about Dispirit and like how that kind of transitioned into Glare.
Honestly, when Rez told me like, oh, like who did you like who wants to be on the podcast, and I was like, oh crap, like should I talk about Dispirit? Like,
I think it's kind of like essential, with the band formation and stuff.
Yeah, so I guess I'll start with that. Like it was like 2014. I was out of high school. Rez and what was it called? Rez and Monte were still in high school, but we met like kind of like my senior year, and then we kind of just like started jamming toward like a little bit after. Like we would just like spend like the whole summer like dude, I'm skipping so much. Like now, but like we actually like started a band called Dispirit, and it was like this like post-hardcore thing. You can still like find it online. I think like it's still on Bandcamp and stuff. And I was listening to it the other day, and I was like, oh my gosh, like
it was kind of up.
No, but it was nice to like hear like, oh yeah, like I hear like a lot of like it took me back. It was nice to like go back to it and be like, oh yeah, I remember like writing these songs with like my friends and stuff. And, just trying it for the first time, because I think that was like the first thing we ever like did. And
that was your first band then?
Yeah.
So like in high school, I'm assuming?
Like after high school, like during high school, I was trying to start a band, but I really didn't know what I was trying to go for or what I really wanted to do. I guess it would have always like ended up as like kind of like what Dispirit was, like the little post-hardcore emo kind of stuff. Because we initially like we were like writing more like twinkly emo stuff, and then it kind of just like evolved into what Dispirit became. And like I was listening to it and I was like, wow, and it took me back. And let's see, like that lasted for a bit until we started like we were trying to like write like another EP, and then it eventually like transforms into what like Glare would be in like the first EP, like Into You and stuff.
Yeah.
And like I remember like Blank being like probably like the first song we were like, oh, this is like really good, we should like really record this, because it sounds more like what we've been wanting to go for like this whole time, but didn't really know what we were trying to go for. And and we recorded that with Phil, who does like all those like amazing records and stuff.
Yeah.
And like I don't know, like we did that,
Yeah,
And
I mean,
then
I guess like taking it a little bit further back, like how was it just being a part of the local music scene and the RGV?
it was,
Maybe like like with the spirit, if y'all played any shows or even before that, just like go into shows to see, local bands.
yeah, I actually didn't know there was a local scene until we started playing shows. I had no idea. So it was
Yeah,
really cool to see like wow, like people there's people doing like, their own music and like doing stuff, like just doing shows in general. It was really cool to see. And we didn't play a show until like maybe like a year and a half when we first started the band. And I one of the first shows we played it like with what was it, like Capsize or something like
uh-huh.
that one band. That was weird. I was like, oh god, like why are we on this? Because I remember them being like, like
Like heavier.
like yeah, like a heavier band. And I'm like, oh, this doesn't make any sense, but I'll do it. And and it was cool. But there's like a whole scene down here that's like it's really like nice to see. Like I love that people are still like creating stuff, and
Hmm.
even more so like after the pandemic, there's I feel like there's like a whole new scene like came out of like
Oh yeah,
like there's like so many new bands coming out, and it's really cool to be a part of it. Even if we're like even like now, like if we're not like so much part of like the local scene, or like we don't really play that many shows as often as we do, as
yeah,
often as we used to. But it's really cool to see like a lot of like new bands come up locally and stuff. And
yeah. How is it like compared, like now compared to then? Back in 2014 or whatever.
I think I really don't know, because I feel like I wasn't really like a part of it. Like I would just like
Hmm.
like show up and do my thing, like just go to shows and stuff.
Yeah,
But uh I guess it's just like different types of music. There's
yeah, yeah,
like just like more like I noticed there's probably like more like post punk and more like alternative acts. Um, there is more like I guess maybe like more metal and hardcore acts, but there's
okay,
always still like indie stuff and more alternative music.
yeah.
But
So it's a good
uh,
mix of like everything.
yeah, and sometimes it gets like uh, they don't really like. I guess like they exist like in their own pockets. I guess like
Yeah.
back in the day, but I feel like now it's a little bit more like connected, and people are more willing to like do mixed bills and stuff, which is
Oh, cool.
really cool to see and stuff.
Yeah. I mean, from my point of view, it's always been like a little bit harder for like bands to be recognized or a little bit more known from the RGV.
Yeah,
Um, and like, I mean, that's unfortunate. Like, there's like areas in like the United States that are, like usually get highlighted.
yeah,
And it's Texas usually, like Austin or like Houston or something. But it's always kind of cool, like when a band from the middle of nowhere, not just RGB, but like, anywhere in the
yeah,
country, like it's recognized and starts like making their hometown like light up a bit to the
yeah.
rest of the country. Like, are there any other like bands from your area you can think of that should maybe have more attention or that you really like?
Let's see. I think definitely like Worst Behavior, like our homies in Worst Behavior. They're like a really
Yeah,
good, like really solid band. Remember, like we saw them a couple of weeks ago, and they're like so good. I think people should check out Worst Behavior.
yeah,
Uh, and I guess like Riley too. Exclamation point.
yeah.
Emo band, weed emo band. um, they're really good. Let's see. Damn. I feel like
And
I'm missing
Glare.
like I'm just plugging in like my friends, I guess.
Yeah, no, that's
Like
cool.
there's so many other bands that I'm
Yeah,
forgetting.
I mean,
Uh,
those two bands already have been like I've been seeing more about them like already.
yeah,
I mean, Riley just toured,
yeah,
and Worst Behavior. I see that they put out like some songs recently as well. So
yeah,
like, yeah, it's nice to see that like at least on the internet from my point
yeah,
of view, like it's getting shared and stuff, so people take it.
yeah. It's really cool to see.
Yeah,
Fuck, I feel like I'm forgetting one. Our friends in high regard, pop punk band. If
yeah,
anyone listening is into pop punk, really solid band.
yeah.
Um, I think that's it for right that comes to mind immediately.
And like, are you proud like from the area that you come from, like what Glare has accomplished so far? Like,
Yeah, I think it's really cool. I don't know,
yeah,
like. sometimes I'm not like I try like not to like really think about it, like, oh yeah, like we did this and not like it's just like I
Yeah.
don't know. It's really cool. It's like a real cool like it's a privilege really to be able to like even do it. And like even like the reception, like some of the songs I've gotten and stuff, like it's like really cool to see.
Yeah.
Especially like over like the past year, like it just kind of like blew up, and it's just kind of like that's nice just to like have something like, oh, like people, even if it was recorded like blank, like it popped off, and like
Right.
with people seem to like that one. And like we recorded it like almost 5 years ago, so to have it see it like come back like, and like the way that it did, I'm like, okay, that's like really cool.
Yeah. It had like a
um
little resurgence, especially that song.
yeah. And but I guess like from being from the area, like it's cool. Like I like that we can that like I don't have a problem like with where we come from or anything really. Just it's nice, I guess.
Yeah. And like playing music in that area, obviously you've had the opportunity to play other shows, mainly within Texas, right? Or has it only been Texas
Yeah,
this
only
far?
Texas. We haven't played
Yeah.
anywhere else just because like it's so hard to travel outside of Texas.
Yeah.
It's hard.
Uh, but yeah, y'all have played, shows in San Antonio, Austin, Houston, Dallas. Like,
Yeah.
are there any other cities in Texas that you really like coming back to?
I always like playing Houston. Definitely
Hmm.
Dallas and Fort Worth, like that area. It's been really cool when we always go up there.
Yeah.
It's always really nice. Everyone's so cool. We played like a trauma ray the past 2 times, and they're always like, it's always nice seeing them and stuff.
Yeah, every
And
show that I've seen y'all with Trauma Ray has like been very packed and like a very good
yeah,
show.
oh man, they were so good. The last show we went, it was like with Military
Yeah.
Gun, and oh dude, like they're really good too. And it was
Yeah.
cool. Like I really like playing Dallas and Fort Worth. Now, if
Yeah.
only we could like get like the Valley and like push it closer to like like maybe like a 10-minute drive,
Yeah, I
because
know.
it's like
It's a
for
long
people who don't
drive.
know, it's like yeah, it's like 8 hours and stuff. And
Yeah. In the same
it,
state.
yeah, it's ridiculous. Like why don't we get trains? Texas trains, come on, the biggest Texas
Yeah.
trains we've ever seen.
But yeah,
Um,
and coming back to like Galera too, I know we talked about, its formation, transitioning from Despair and stuff, but like how did y'all begin to realize like, oh, this is the type of music we've been wanting to make? Like, because that's kind of like
mhm.
more of a bigger transition from the music you're writing, being that like post-hardcore slash emo into shoegaze. Like,
Yeah,
do you think like that Nothing split you mentioned, like how like that big of an influence on you, or like, oh, we should start writing music like this, or is it something else?
it definitely was like I like to think. Well, fuck me. It was definitely multiple things, but definitely that
Yeah.
split being probably like the first introduction to what like new gaze was, and or
Yeah.
like what is, like what it is. It definitely like opened the door to like the like I guess like this what we could write and stuff. And um like we've always been like we all like always kind of like liked like the whole shoegaze thing and stuff, even if we didn't
Yeah.
like know what it was called or stuff. Like I always like had a I guess like an inclination for like spacey stuff, or um yeah, like I guess like stuff with reverb, noisy kind of stuff.
Yeah, I mean, it kind of makes sense going back to the music you were saying that you listen to,
Yeah,
Silver Sun
yeah,
and like even Daft Punk and like XX and stuff. So all of that
yeah,
kind of like combined in one, what ended up making, I'm sure, like,
yeah.
a shoegazy sound.
It kind of just came like around like full circle really, because initially
Yeah.
like I would love to do that, but it's also like when you first start out like playing guitar in a band, it's like, oh, you don't really have like a lot of equipment. So
Yeah.
I think it was just like like with time and stuff, like getting more into like guitar music and what pedals
Right.
were, and just like the learning, and just uh like, however like that fuels creativity. That's just like what happened. And
Yeah.
um sorry, I'm like looking at like the stuff like like I'm like in the practice room right now, like
Yeah.
it's like looking at like all the equipment. And yeah, like I just remember like wanting to do that music, but like not really knowing how. and it was just like a whole like process of like learning from like other bands and just like listening to stuff like that. Um, yeah, I don't know. Like I guess like in some ways it just felt like inevitable because it just feels so right. I don't know, like just playing this type
Yeah.
of music or something. Like
Yeah, I mean, very early on too, like on the blank recordings, it seems like y'all already had and a very good idea in mind, like what y'all wanted to record. But like
yeah,
I say that because you mentioned like the equipment, like y'all seem to have gotten like the effects that y'all wanted to, at least like on that recording. And
yeah,
I know you want to. So over time, I know that was built over, but
yeah.
y'all seem to have found like at least the essentials, early on. What you
Yeah,
hear.
like they'll use like the same five pedals. Like I don't even know why. So it's just like essentials, really. I
Yeah.
don't know.
What are
That's
some of the essentials for guitar people out there?
ah okay. So first of all, I don't know anything about guitars. Little tuner pedal is essential, or like a tuner. It saves so much time, and a chorus, and I have a reverb. That's like literally it.
Yeah.
I have like five pedals. I have a looper pedal too, but it's just like for practicing mostly and like drony stuff, which I
Yeah.
hope to play live because I've been like it's been cool. I've been experimenting with stuff lately, and it's been sounds nice.
Yeah. Yeah, that's
Um,
awesome. Like the pedals that you named are pretty much the essential ones that
yeah,
on
like
every pedal board.
it's
That's cool.
like we don't do anything crazy. It's just like same normal stuff.
Yeah, that's cool. I mean, and like going back to those early recordings, like how was that first recording experience for y'all? I mean, I know y'all had recorded the Dispirit stuff, but like
Yeah,
going from there to like Phil's studio in Austin, was it like a big difference or was it like kind of similar?
it was a big difference. Cause like when we were writing Blank, I was like, I really want to go to like the studio, like to a studio and like
Yeah.
record it like with like the best, version we can get out of it. And we found out about Phil through Riley because they recorded a single, but they
Okay.
were under a different band called Sincura.
Yeah.
And he recorded one of their singles, and we were like, "Oh wow, like this sounds really good." And we found out like Phil recorded this other shoegaze band called I think like Rec, like for record,
Yeah.
like REC, and they had like this really like dark haunting sound. We were like, "Oh, dude, this is like it." This
Yeah.
sounds like really good. Like this is the guy. So we we hit up Phil and we went to Austin to his studio when he was there in
Yeah.
Austin studio, and then
Mhm.
we it was really interesting because I never really been like it was my first time like ever being into a recording studio, and we recorded that small EP over like 2 days. And I remember being like nervous just because like I never like done this before. I was
Yeah.
like I knew like we knew what the song sounded like and all that stuff. It was just kind of like doing it for the first time,
Yeah.
and it was really cool. Like it went smoothly. Like um, good recording sesh. Honestly, it
Yeah.
was cool.
For those who don't know, Phil, we're talking about Philip Odom,
Yeah,
who is like a really good producer. He started in Texas and now he's in LA, I believe.
yeah,
But he did like a mentorship with Will Yip in Philadelphia, um, and has done like lots of amazing work, thus far. So it's really
yeah,
cool having that Texas producer that my friends have went to and like
yeah,
to see him where he's at now. It's
yeah.
really cool.
It's really cool. Like it's so sick. Like words cannot describe it. um,
But yeah, I'm trying to think back to how that recording studio was, and I'm not sure if y'all went to the same one. But was there like a couch like against a wall, and then there was
yeah,
like kind of like a window, and then recording?
yeah.
Like okay, yeah,
It was like woody a little. I don't know if it was woody,
yeah,
but it was like a white building for sure outside. and it
Yeah,
was
I
like behind.
remember. Yeah, I remember that. I went to Frontage, their like recording sessions
Nice.
for their first Sunday Drive release, actually.
Oh, that's
Um,
cool.
yeah, so I remember that whole experience and being just like watching them was like really cool to see. Um, but yeah,
Wow.
shout out
I, I
Phil.
had no idea. Wow. I didn't know like Sunday Drive was around for that long. That's really cool, dude.
Yeah, it's 2015. So
Oh shit.
weird to like see now. I'd like to
So
look back on like the early days.
yeah.
But yeah, and like recently with Heavenly, you all also went back to Austin to record, but this time with Nate Garza.
Oh, we actually
Uh,
didn't go to Austin. Sorry.
oh,
Yeah.
okay. Sorry, I thought his studio was there.
No, like he actually came down. Um, yeah, he came down and we recorded
Okay,
it like partly like at my old place and partly
yeah,
here.
okay.
And
But he
yeah,
recorded it, and he is in Austin now. Is that right?
yeah, he was in
Okay,
Austin. Like he came down like uh, I think like during the holidays and something.
okay, cool.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
what made you all want to record with him?
Well, um, we were like demoing stuff with him like when we were like trying to put together Void and Blue, and we would just like go over and do like a recording session, like try to like write a song, like, and we eventually like we would just like demo stuff, and we talked about like wanting to like do something with him, like the band, like yeah, like we should do something someday, you know, it would be really cool to do, and you know, eventually we were. Fuck, I had to backtrack because initially we were gonna start recording an album
Yeah,
with Adrian, who recorded Void and Blue, and lockdowns happened, so we couldn't go in the studio because we were all like, you know, social distancing stuff, the whole
yeah,
shebang, and um, we were like, you know, like we were still like writing songs, and I was like coming back to songs that had written since like uh, you know, like Void and Blue and stuff. We were like, you know,
yeah.
writing a whole bunch of things, and we decided to go with Nate because you know we talked about it before. He's he does like great recordings and stuff, so it just seemed like a no brainer, really. And especially to do like a project such as like Heavenly, where we wanted to do something a little bit more like out there and like expand our sound a little bit. Um, we felt like it would be like would be perfect because it was just like, oh, like you're going to record with like your friend and
Yeah.
stuff like that. Like it was cool.
So
And
did y'all know Nate prior to
yeah,
recording?
yeah,
Okay,
we would
okay.
like hang out and stuff, and
Okay, so y'all are like friends before.
yeah,
Cool.
and then but before we like did recording sessions with Nate, we recorded with Ryan from Riley at their apartment. We stayed over like for a couple of days to just like do guitars and stuff and figure out like the song structures. Um, and then we recorded like all those guitars and bass, and then we met with Nate later to do like vocals and more guitars and drums and stuff.
Okay.
So we did it like in separate like sessions, a couple of weeks
Yeah.
apart.
So how long was like that whole recording process? About 2 weeks then, or like even longer?
I guess like on and off, it would be like probably like a couple of days, like five, like a week
Okay.
of total like time actually recording, but it was over
Yeah.
like a month and a half, I would say.
And that was in 2020?
Yeah, like
Okay.
it started like November, October, somewhere around there,
Okay, yeah.
and then
And
we
then
finished in November or
right.
December. Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm getting
So
confused. I'm trying to like remember like
I know
the
it's
whole
so
year.
hard to remember, especially 2020. Um,
Yeah,
but yeah, so the record's been done for like
mhm.
almost a year now, or maybe
Yeah,
even a year
yeah, a little bit
already.
over. Like, oh,
So, like, how is it to finally have, you know, not only the first two songs out already, but like the whole EP is going to come out this week? Like, how does that feel now? Like,
it
after all this time?
feels really good. Like
Yeah.
pretty relieving because there'll be times where I'm like, oh gosh, like I wish like I redid like certain takes or whatever, but
Yeah.
I would get like really like in my head about it and like a little bit from an insecure spot, you know, just like how you get like with anything like creative and shit.
Yeah.
Um, and writing songs, and I was like, damn, like I hope this comes out good and stuff. But I'm really happy with how it came out. There's like a lot of like uncertainty for me, but
Yeah.
it sounds good. Like
Yeah.
so like I'm really happy like that's gonna be out. And I love how like the artwork came out. Like I love how everything came out. You know, with the artwork,
Yeah.
like the whole feeling. It's so
Yeah.
like it's so so heavenly. I don't know.
Yeah. I mean, we could talk about the artwork too, but like for it's so like I would say like fulfilling
Mhm.
to have this album like coming out already. Just because like Sunny Drive and Glare have like worked together for I don't know like 4 years, 3 years or so.
Yeah, going on
Maybe
for
even more. Yeah.
yeah, I think.
And you know we did Void and Blue.
Mhm.
Um, and I've always been excited to hear more from y'all. And I'm sure everyone was waiting as well for like more music because I know there's
Yeah.
like that meme your heart posting. There's like we only have 5 songs,
That's really funny for
and now it's like actually multiplying by 2. So that's kind of cool.
yeah, I thought about that and I was like, should I make a joke about that? I'm not sure. But I probably should, yeah.
Yeah.
We got 10 songs.
But yeah, I mean, especially having this process be a year plus for you all
Mhm.
being the recording and then until it actually releases, like it's finally here, like it's exciting. And for those who don't know, like the reason why it takes so long is because of the vinyl delays.
Yeah.
We try to plan it out accordingly where people can have the vinyl, at least like very close to the release, which hopefully
Yeah.
it still is. um but yeah,
It's Adele's fault, honestly.
it's
Like this is blame her. It's okay.
but now, yeah, so now it's like finally coming out, and
Mhm.
I think it's gonna be cool to start the new year off like with these new songs for Glare,
Mhm.
and then obviously you're gonna have like new shows coming up and
Yeah.
everything. So it's gonna be exciting to finally see. Um, and I know you all have like performed some of the songs live, but now
Yeah.
people actually like know the songs and be able to sing along and everything.
Yeah. We've only played like the 2 singles live
Yeah.
really. We've been well, like at least like me and Rez have been practicing like the other 3. They're really fun
Yeah.
to play. Like we haven't played them all together because we recorded like in parts and separately. Like we never really played it full
Yeah.
band, but it sounded really cool. It sounds really cool.
Yeah.
It has like a different feeling to it, which
Yeah,
I kind of
that's
wish that we got, but it's it is what it
yeah.
is kind of thing.
No, but that's a good point too. 'Cause, so some of the songs that have not yet been released right now at the time of recording this,
Yeah.
um, they do sound a little bit more different than what Glare has released thus far.
Yeah.
And I know earlier you mentioned that you all wanted to try some different stuff on this
Mhm.
recording. It's like, what were some of maybe like the influences that y'all heard maybe from other bands or other media even? Like, how did those parts come to be? What it inspired you all?
Well, for me, um, I've always wanted like to do different things with like Glare and kind of like push it, but it took so long to like kind of get comfortable with doing that because like for me, like I wouldn't want it to be like out of left field or something, and
Yeah,
not have it like sound like completely like have it like sound like unnaturally like Glare. And I think we got pretty close to like having it not feel that way. Um, but a lot of like the influence just came from like other just like from everywhere really. I guess it's like really like a generic way of saying it, but a lot of the newer stuff at least came from like a lot of like dream pop influences and stuff because I think I'm more inclined to like just like popular music
yeah,
stuff. So I really wanted to bring that out because um, the songs that we haven't been released yet, I was debating for a bit to use them for like a different project and like start
mhm,
do something on the side or use them from Glare and like bring it out more and stuff. So for a bit, I was kind of like unsure what I wanted to do with these songs, but I just really wanted to push because like I wouldn't it just seemed like the perfect opportunity to really to like
Yeah.
fuck it, like just go crazy with it. Not crazy, but try something new. And
Yeah.
I guess like for like the title track Heavenly, like that was a lot. I was influenced a lot by I guess like Cocktail Twins and stuff, like a whole bunch of like
Mhm.
delay and chorus. Oh my god, I'm giving out spoilers. Oh shit. Um Forget what I said. No, but it came from like a lot of like dream pop influences, like I guess some bands like Ariel and like um The Strangest Way. Um One of the songs is like influenced by Midnight City, by like M83. I don't know if you know that song or not. It's like
No,
that.
I don't think so.
It's
If I hear it, probably. But
it
yeah.
probably like it's been I don't know. I think you'll know probably when you hear it, but in The
Yeah.
Strangest Way, it was influenced by that, but only like in the way of like mood
Yeah.
that it has. And like this other one was mostly influenced, I guess, by like the XX, because I really
Hmm.
wanted to like push that like kind of like dreamy, kind of intimate sound and stuff. Um, yeah, like I feel like I'm just I'm not getting like all the influences in, but like
No,
it,
yeah, that makes sense. I mean, you mentioned like you wanted to have that you're inclined to like more pop music, and I
yeah,
can hear that definitely
yeah,
on Heavenly because the chorus is which a lot of shoegaze bands um that I hear from my perspective at least
hmm
like sometimes don't have and that's one thing that maybe just like turns me off from like a song when
mm,
there's like no hook or like chorus that
yeah,
captures me and makes it get stuck in my head and then I want to keep playing it like that's what
yeah,
like I personally relate to like the most of music.
yeah. Same. Like
um
if it doesn't have a hook, like I'm like I still appreciate it, but
yeah,
like it just depends, I guess.
yeah, it's just like all personal preferences of course, but like
Yeah,
for me like it's really like fun to hear and like be able to like sing to and like get stuck in your head and everything. But like, yeah,
yeah,
anyways, I hear that on Heavenly and I'm like, I remember when I first heard it, I was like, whoa, like these songs are like so much more evolved than like what Blair has started from. Um, not to like down talk like the
no,
the previous recordings at all, but
oh no,
like,
I totally get it. Like I feel like the same way.
yeah, just like you see like any like creative just like improve over time,
Hmm.
more practice and everything.
Yeah,
Uh, so like hearing these songs, like I'm just excited for everyone to hear like the full album and have that full experience because not only the songs catchy, but they like flow well into another as well. So it's all like a cohesive project with like different sounds that haven't really been heard before in the Glare
mm,
catalog.
yeah. I really wanted to like definitely tighten up like the songwriting structure because
Yeah,
I felt a little bit weird about like Void and Blue. Not the song, but I guess like the EP because at least like for like Do Not Enter, like how it just like kind of starts and it kind of ends. And like we wanted it to be that way, but also like there's a part of me that's like, shit, like what if we, added like another verse and like had it repeat
yeah,
again and stuff. So um I definitely wanted to do like more traditional sounding, like structured songs for this one. And it came out pretty good. I like
yeah,
how that stuff came out. So it
yeah.
works.
The I think it's floating. Uh, there's a song that gets stuck in my head. Like every time I listen to it.
Yeah.
Um, and even soft too. But yeah, it's just like, exciting for people to finally hear it. So I hope people have been liking it already with the first singles we have out.
Yeah.
But yeah, going to like the art process because I know we mentioned it earlier. I could talk a little bit about that, but I wanted you to speak on it as well. But like, I designed, I think so. We had like multiple versions of it. Now thinking about it,
Yeah.
um, so originally I had designed the new logo on Passing Dreams, the single artwork,
Mhm.
and I wanted to like keep that style, not only the logo but like the illustration that was on there, and then like that frame.
Mhm.
Um, so we had a version like that, which is now the screenshot on the Glare Instagram. It was like the person blowing like the dandelions
Yeah.
in the frame. But yeah,
The
anyway,
the green one, like the solid
yeah,
green
yeah,
one. I
Yeah,
love
yeah,
that one so much. I wanted to
yeah,
ask like if we can do like a color variation, like a different
yeah,
variation where it's like the same red, but like a white background or black,
yeah,
just for like social media stuff. It would look really cool. Like
yeah,
put
for
together.
sure.
I love how that came out so much.
We should do. I guess this is like more inside baseball talk, but like
Yeah.
we should do like a record release cover or something where we
Oh, that'd be
have
sick.
that. It could be cool.
Yeah.
But anyway, that was like the first version of the artwork, and it was that centered with like a bluish like background. Um, and you all had an album or art done already with the heavenly
Yeah.
um piece, but it was like a different photo, more similar to Blank and Void and Blue.
Yeah. That was done by, I don't know their name, but it's like Misery Take Me on
Yeah,
Instagram and I think on Twitter too. Really
yeah,
good. Like I loved it. Like when I first saw it, I was like, damn, it's been pretty
yeah.
good.
I think we're still gonna use that on a different project, but
Yeah, I would definitely love to.
yeah, but like so counting that, and then
Mhm.
this says two versions, and then there's a third version, which is the one that's on the album art now,
Yeah.
where it is the full photo. And so the reason why I searched for like photos like this is because we wanted to have a heavenly feel without, you know, maybe without like doing the simple heavenly imagery, like
Yeah, it's I
maybe
love
like
how it's like
clouds
not,
or stars, things
yeah.
like that.
How I like how it's not direct at all.
Yeah.
It kind of gives me the impression that she's like blowing a wish or something. Like or
Yeah.
something
Yeah.
like blowing making a wish. I don't know. It's really cool.
Yeah. So I was like, searching for imagery like that. And I came across that and, did manipulation and Photoshop and stuff and try to create that, like, if you like look at the album art, it's a little bit wavy. It has like these like waves in it. So I
Yeah.
did that. And then there's the obvious split in the middle, um, with the maroon and like a seafoam green.
What's with the
Uh,
split, by the way?
Yeah, that's a good question. I'm not sure what decided that actually. I don't remember. But
Because it
I
looks
think I
sick.
was just yeah, I think I was just playing around with textures and stuff. And
Nice.
you know, that like showed up and I was like, oh, this looks kind of cool.
Yeah.
I ended up sticking with it because you don't really or at least to my eye, I don't really see album arts with like a divider line like right down
No,
the
never.
middle.
No.
Um and like that's always a sort of thing that I like to capture.
Yeah.
As like a sort of uniqueness
Mm.
in album art, as hard it is to be unique, but like,
Yeah.
simple like things like that, you don't see too often.
Yeah.
And that usually resonates with me whenever I see like an album art, on social media or even at a record store. I'm like, oh,
Yeah.
this looks different. I wonder how this sounds.
Yeah, I think like first impressions are definitely important when it comes to album art because I would
Yeah,
definitely like not check. I'm guilty of like not checking out something because I don't like the album art, even if like the
same.
music's good or something. Like I'll come
Yeah,
back to it, but I'm like, I don't know. So I don't
yeah.
know. I don't know, dude. It's very like visual stuff, I guess.
I know.
But
I am extremely guilty of that. Like, I'm
yeah,
like, if that I don't like the album, I'm like, I'm not gonna listen to it at all. Like,
yeah,
uh, and it's just like you said, just like being a visual person, but like, in general, like album arts are like super important as much as the music. And I'm not like high
yeah.
praising like my particular album art or anything. I'm
Oh
just saying
no,
like in
I get
general.
it. Like I feel like it definitely helps if like presenting where it's gonna go and stuff like sonically. I don't know. Like it should
Yeah,
say something definitely about the music. And sometimes album art doesn't do that. And but
yeah,
who are we to say? We're just people. I don't
yeah,
know.
yeah.
I don't know. But
but
I like how it came
but
out.
yeah,
It's really
yeah.
great.
Looking back on it, I do like it still, which is always
Yeah.
good. Like when you look back on something you created.
Yeah.
Um, and then I did like a custom type with the heavenly, which is like another aspect that went on the artwork because it's such like a one word title that can be
Yeah.
presented so many different ways.
Yeah. All
And
the
I
text
wanted
looks
to
so
have
sick.
that. Yeah. So I wanted to have like that arch, like just thinking about like heaven, like heaven's gate, even like that's sort of like
Oh.
the types of like ideas that are coming to my head, and I was like, how can I represent that, with letters?
Oh, I didn't catch that. Okay, that makes sense. Yeah. It does look like a
Yeah,
gate arch. Okay, that's cool.
yeah. So it's like the gate arch, and then like all the
Yeah.
way down, and then there's a glare at the bottom. So that's kind of like at least where my mind goes to when I was like, forming everything,
Yeah, that
the
makes
layout
sense.
and stuff. And then on the back we have a very big uh, the archway, and there's like stars, and there's kind of like shooting stars like going through it as
Yeah.
well. So I know we mentioned like not wanting to have like simple like heaven imagery on the album art, but that's
Yeah.
captured like I guess subtly within the letters where you still have those two connecting.
Like
Um,
we should have just put like Jesus on it or something.
but yeah, that was like a very involved art process for me,
Yeah.
at least. Sometimes, it's it, album arts like just happen. You get it done um,
Mhm.
in one shot, and that's it. And you don't really think much more about it, which is fine. But I think it's always just like fun to have like that longer process where you have a lot of more input from the band, multiple
Yeah.
iterations, like different, especially with the lettering. I think there's like an Instagram post as well where it shows like all the iterations of like the heavenly
Yeah.
type
I
that I
love
was
that
working with.
post. I love that image. Like I like seeing like all the variations. I was like, oh, like these are all
Yeah.
the cool on shirts, like or stuff. Like it
But
looks so
yeah,
cool.
like I just had a lot of fun with that, and like that was at a time during the pandemic where I wanted to kind of spend more time and more detail into everything, and like, I was like printing out stuff, and like the glare is like manually manipulated in a scanning bed, so I was like moving it to like get that
Oh, really?
look I wanted to.
Oh, that's so sick.
Uh, yeah, enough to like talking about my artwork or whatever, but like
Oh no,
I
go
think it's
ahead.
just
Like I
kind of
love
like
hearing it.
I think it's just kind
So
of fun like to hear about when you're like a fan and like the artwork and stuff.
yeah, like I love
Yeah.
hearing about it. Like I haven't we haven't like talked about it like at all really beyond like
Yeah.
actually like doing it, when we were like in the process of it. But
Yeah.
I remember you doing like a blue and white version of the cover too. It
Mhm.
looks really sick. It looks really cool too.
Yeah.
It's so ghostly. I remember like it looked like a phantom or something.
Yeah, yeah. I remember that too.
Good,
Uh
good stuff.
yeah, but yeah, the whole process was very fun to work on, and then like I'm excited to get the vinyl as well. Soon that's gonna have like similar, you know, art style to the art itself, the album art. Because we did like the half and half thing, which
Yeah,
is like it just happened to be like a variant that we can do with
yeah,
vinyl. But yeah, I'm excited about that.
yeah. I like how but a total like coincidence, really, right? Basically,
Yeah.
it's like oh, cool. I wonder how
Yeah.
they make that too. Just like dip half of it, like a,
Yeah.
like I don't know, like a dip cone or something. It's probably, I know it's like more intricate than that, but like I don't know.
Yeah.
Um,
Uh, but I was gonna ask as well, like, um, are there any memorable shows that Galeris performed that maybe like you'll never forget, or any like special moments like that thus far?
I think there's a couple. I think I think like playing with like glitter is pretty up there for me.
Oh yeah.
We're like doing like that like 4-day run that one winter. I think it was like 2018 or 19 or something. That was weird. Like it was weird. It felt like surreal a little bit. Not weird,
Yeah.
but it was like, oh gosh, like it's glitter.
Yeah.
Mr. Resson from Title Fight. Oh my gosh. I was a little bit awestruck. Like I didn't really like talk to him that much because I was like fangirling a little bit. But like but definitely like those shows, like it was a nice experience doing like that run. Because we never like done a run like that before.
Yeah.
Um just a good experience overall with that one. And then see any other uh I guess for the past year, like when we were just playing the shows at Trauma Ray too, I think like those shows just been like really nice just to like
Mhm.
to be at and stuff. I don't really have like any crazy stories that come to mind right now or anything,
Yeah.
but I think definitely like the most recent shows have been like really really nice to play. Um,
Yeah. And the that glitter run, I remember. Like you mentioned 2018, 2019. It's so like weird that that
I
was that
know
long ago.
it was like 18 or 17. I'm not even sure, dude. I think it was 18,
And
19.
yeah, I think it
Like,
was like the winter, so it might have been like
oh god,
late
it's so
2018 or
cold.
something. Yeah. But like, yeah, it was glitter, zeal, and glare.
And
And then
Narrowhead was
there,
like on for
yeah,
2 days at the
yeah,
beginning.
Narrowhead was on. Um, but yeah, that was a really cool show. I saw the Houston date. The
Mhm.
poster was cool too for like the tour. It had like the blowfish on it.
Oh yeah, it was like all neon stuff. I love that
Yeah,
poster. So good.
yeah. Uh, but yeah, those are really good shows, and I'm excited for y'all like to play shows after, like I mentioned, like after the record is out too.
Yeah,
Yeah, those go.
yeah. Like well, we have something planned for next year, which I'm looking forward to. I hope it pulls
Yeah,
through. I don't know if I could say anything about it, but I hope it
yeah,
like goes. I hope it works out. But that'll be pretty cool.
yeah,
Um, shit. I don't know. Like even like the bands that there's also like I guess like for other like memorable experiences with Glare is like playing like Ethereal Fest, I think. And it was like Ethereal Fest was like the first like shoegaze bass thing that we ever played.
Oh, okay.
And it was ran by like Wendelin and Nick, who the band broke up, but they were doing Angel Aura. I think they're working on like on a new project
Okay.
right now. But they were doing Ethereal Fest, and I remember like, oh, like this is like the first shoegaze thing that we're ever playing. Like this feels I hope like
Yeah.
goes cool, and it was really cool. Like they're like so nice. Like Wendell and Nick, like they're so
Yeah.
cool, and it was like a really good experience. I guess like formulative, uh, in a formulative way because had never been around like those like many like shoegaze acts before
Yeah.
like in one space, so it was really nice experiencing like other like sounds like in the genre, especially like like local music and stuff like that.
Hmm.
It really like opened my eyes more, like oh like there's so much out there, like wow.
Yeah.
And
What, were those all Texas bands too, or is
i
it
think
like
i think mostly, yeah.
okay?
I wouldn't know any specific one that came like out of state, but I think it was mostly like Texas bands.
That's cool. Yeah. And that was in Houston.
Yeah, I was in Houston.
Yeah. I think I
We
remember
did
that.
that one, and then there was like I forgot what it was called, but it was like the Austin one. I think it's like what TKFM do.
Hmm.
I don't know if we met Trauma Ray at that one. That was a really cool show too.
Yeah.
That was in like 2019. Um, Good show. I think like Grivo played that same day, and we played. Oh, Slow Crush played, I think, that same day.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that was really cool too. And Enjoyer
Yeah.
played that day too. It was really cool. Like, just it's cool. Um, like seeing all your friends, just like like make music and stuff.
Yeah.
I think I like those experiences like more as opposed to like going to like playing places where you've never been to is like really cool. Like I hope to do that,
Yeah.
like play outside of Texas, but definitely like playing shows with like the homies and stuff. It's really nice to
Yeah.
see.
For
Always
sure.
cool.
For
Always
sure.
cool.
And like you also have recorded like music just like yourself, like for fun.
Yeah.
Like a couple of years ago there was like a Glare demo that was just like electronic on the Music for November
Oh
compilation that we
yeah.
did.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I remember that.
Idol.
And I know that you had just do like electronic based music like for fun on the side. Like what made you like want to start learning like that type of music production?
Um. Well, let me say like I don't know what I'm doing ever, so but like I really don't know. But like it's just like music that I liked really. Like it
Yeah.
really started in high school. I was just listening to I guess like the big three. I mean, it's funny to say Skrillex, but like when Skrillex first came out, I was like, oh my
Yeah.
god, teenage angst. Like this emo guy's doing what dubstep and stuff. So it blew my
Yeah.
mind back in the day. And there was like I mentioned like like house music, like I
Yeah.
guess like Dead Mouse, like kind of like introduced me to more like all the stuff that was going on throughout that time.
Hmm.
But definitely stuff like Daft Punk and Porter Robinson, kind of expanded like my view on how like electronic music can be like made. Like it doesn't just have to be like dance music. It can be like actual songs and stuff. So
Yeah.
that always like interests me, and I've always wanted to start a band because I was doing that before I ever like started a band. So I was just like I always just wanted to make like music and stuff, and I would still do that from like time to time too. Um, and I really just wanted to. When we did that demo for Idol, I was just like
Yeah.
in my room, like just trying to like forcing myself to like make a song as simple as it was. I haven't listened to it since then. And
Yeah.
it was gonna be like on the Heavenly record actually, and I was doing like another version of it, like slightly different, but I ended up like messing with it too much and completely lost like the vision for it. And I hope to come back to it someday because I do like some of the melodies for it,
Yeah.
but um, it's just really just to like try stuff out because I'll even like record well like used to like record guitars and like try to like program like simple drum beat and like a synth or something like that. Um, just like trying new things, trying to like try new things out. Really, is like the
Yeah.
main drive, I guess. Um, I would like to like I don't know, just feel like it sounds fun. Like get into more like it's like more electronic music. Like probably like do an actual project sometime.
Mhm.
But I don't know. I would have to feel like right with it. Cause sometimes like I'll like make something and I'll be like, oh my god, this is awful. When I come back to it later, and like I
Yeah.
just like I don't like I'm like not into it. But I don't know. Like maybe I'm just like too hard or critical about it. I should just like
Yeah.
enjoy it. But um, I definitely like the whole like electronic music stuff, and I don't really see it leaking into like glare as much.
Yeah.
Um, but it was definitely something I wanted to like try. Um, maybe like some elements will come out later, like in that realm of like music, but I really don't know. I think like even like right now, like we're still like writing songs and stuff, and it's all just like, mostly guitar stuff. So um, I don't know. I definitely would like to do more like electronic stuff because I think I'm always gonna like it. I don't know. It's so like unsure really at this point.
Yeah.
I wouldn't know what to uh, do right now with it.
Yeah. Well, like I guess whenever you do
Yeah,
decide to do something with it, I'm excited to hear. I don't
I
know.
really don't think anything will come of it. Really, it's just
Yeah.
really because like it's just fun to do. Really, it's
Yeah. It's
something
just like
really
a
like I
fun project to work on.
yeah, just like something to do on the side.
Yeah.
Um, I have like no music for anyone listening, like released under it. Like I literally just do it like for fun.
Yeah.
Maybe I guess if anything like related to it, maybe a Glare DJ set would be cool later. But like
Yeah.
the songs we like would be fun for a party or something. But
Yeah.
um, yeah, I don't know. I just really like always been into like dance music and stuff like that.
Yeah.
I don't really go to raves or anything really. There's nothing really like that here. I mean, there
Mhm.
is, but I don't. I'm not really a go out type person. So
Yeah.
yeah, I don't
Yeah.
know.
I guess for anyone who wishes they could hear it, you can look on the Sunday Drive November compilation. That's like the only
I have
song that's
not
out so
heard
far.
it, so like in my head, it's like it sounds really bad. Like it sounds
No,
really
it's
bad.
cool. It sounds really good, especially on the sequence of the track list. Like it's a nice like break. Um, so
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
go check it out.
Go check it out if you dare.
um,
Just it's a demo. Like
yeah,
it's a demo. So
yeah. But I mean, aside from the EP coming out, like, is there anything else that you're excited for with Glare coming up in the future? I know you mentioned like the potential tour, but
yeah,
anything else?
mostly just waiting for this to come out. So like canonically in my head, like it's like done. Like
Yeah,
because like anticipation is just like okay, like I just want to see how it goes already, and
yeah,
definitely recording more music. I know we talked about like doing a split. I don't know if I can say anything.
Yeah.
But like
It's like in early stages, but
yeah, like we talked about doing splits with and we're not opposed to it. I think I would love to do a split with a band. We're definitely recording an album or like going to start like doing that.
yeah.
We've been working on that, and it's like songs we play live are going to be on it, but like we've written like we've written like so many songs recently. We've written like 5 or something because I've been staying with like Rez and his partner, so like we just been like writing a lot when we can. But definitely, I think an album for sure, maybe a split. I don't know when the album is going to come out, but it's definitely like in the works of something we really want to do.
Awesome. So those both sound like really good projects.
Yeah.
So yeah, excited for both of those to come.
Yeah, same.
But yeah, to kind of wrap it up, like, do you have any bands you can think of, or other media, movies, TV, anything that people should be checking out?
Let's see. Fuck. So I was watching. Well, like we were watching this anime, and only because we were watching it like yesterday. It's called like Given, and it's kind of topical because it's about like this dude, like high school student who he's into guitar music and stuff. He has a band, but he meets like this other student from like another class, and he's basically the whole show is like him teaching this guy who doesn't know anything about guitar how to play guitar. And learning about like the music world and stuff. It's really cool for someone who doesn't really know much about it, because it really like walks you into it.
Yeah.
Like as like conversation, like oh, like what does this do? And it's like, oh, it's an amp. like you get music out of it. And it sounds like a little bit like a kid's show, but the way I'm explaining it, I guess. But no, it's really good. It's like really wholesome. There's like nice moments in it. It's called Given, and I was watching that on Crunchyroll. And geez, I can't really think of any bands. Oh wait, they're gutting a body of water or something. The band's called They're Gutting a Body of Water. Super good band. They're like shoegazy and noisy and stuff like that. I don't know where they're from, but I've been listening to. I forgot what the record was called, but it's like all red and stuff. Their top songs are on it. Really good band. I've been listening to Waveform a lot, which is also a really good band too. Solid songs. And shit. I haven't really been watching like anything really. I was watching like X-Files reruns, or rewatching the X-Files. That was been pretty fun because like Rez and his partner Gotti like never seen it, so it's cool to see like someone like react to the X-Files, like twists and turns, and stuff like that. We watched like this episode where there's like a baseball player he's actually an alien. I guess that's spoilers, but this guy is an alien, and there's like a whole like race thing, and it was pretty funny because like the alien looks like he's stoned all the time. They show him on screen because like the eyes and stuff. It's really cool. I don't know. I like anything with aliens and sci-fi stuff like that. So, sucker for that. I haven't really been. Shit. I feel like I'm forgetting so much.
No, I know it's hard to think of everything you've been consuming on the spot, like media especially.
Yeah, like I find myself like consuming like 3 types of media like at the same time. Like I don't know, it's like overstimulated with just sound waves and stuff.
I'm trying to like look at my library really quick to give some recommendations. The last thing I've been listening to is a band called Last Days of April. They're really good. I think you might like them as well. They're more like atmospheric, like emo. Nice. They're from Sweden, I believe.
Cool.
The guitarist of Fever Child like posted one of their songs like a while ago, and I checked that out. It was like really great. So I've had that on repeat. So if you like the Gloria record, or what's that band called? Oh no, I'm forgetting the name. I just had it on the tip of my tongue too. I forgot. But
it's,
anyway, you're
it's all
listening to
good.
Last Days of April. Angel Youth is a record I've been listening to. Let's see what else. I mentioned the Method of Doubt record on the last episode of Sunday Conversations, so
Yeah.
listen to that. The Broken Valley EP just came out.
Oh yeah,
Um,
that was pretty good. I heard a song when the other day.
yeah,
It's really cool stuff.
yeah. And then obviously the Glare record comes out on Friday, so listen to that as well.
Ooh,
As
confetti.
as far as like TV and movies, I just saw Requiem for a Dream for the first time last night.
Oh, I haven't seen that.
It's it's an experience.
Is that the one with one of like the Wayne's brothers in it or something?
Yeah.
And
Mhm.
like what's his face?
Jared Leto.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
I've heard that's like really sad and stuff.
Yeah.
I'm not
I
ready for
like
that. So always
yeah.
expected it.
I had heard it talked about recently. I was like, I should finally watch it. It's like always been on my watch list because I like the way the
Yeah.
poster looks.
Mhm.
And we finally watched it yesterday, and like the whole like first half of the movie is like pretty like normal, and then like towards the end it just gets like so wild and so like destructive and like sad to watch. Um,
Nice.
but yeah, I would definitely recommend that if you want to like experience like
I gotta check it out
something.
because I've definitely like known about it, but I heard
Yeah,
like how like how it is, and it's like I'm
yeah,
not sure. Like I definitely got to like prime for it.
yeah. It's by the director Darren Aronofsky, who's kind of seems to be uh what's the word? Like that's like their style, I guess I would define it as.
Hmm.
They directed Mother, which came out a few years ago.
Haven't seen that one.
Um, that's also like pretty good. Um, but yeah, it seems like there's a very climactic ending in his movies. That's like pretty wild to see. Um, and then I've been watching How To with John Wilson on HBO.
Oh, I
So
haven't
I
seen that
recommend
either.
that.
How
Have
to?
you seen Nathan For You?
Dude, yeah,
Okay, yeah.
yeah.
So
What a silly show.
Nathan, yeah, Nathan like produces the show, so it has like a similar style.
Oh,
Um,
cool, cool, cool.
but yeah, he's like a documenter, and New York who just like films people. Uh, and yeah, it's super funny. It's like one of my favorite shows. I would
He's just
say.
like harassing people.
No, it's not like harassing. It's just like filming like your day to day like life in New York. So he
Oh,
just
okay.
like always has like a camera and like a camcorder and he just like films like everywhere he walks, and then he'll find like super like specific like interesting stuff happening. They're
Wow.
like, how do you like come about this like on your day to day? But yeah, super interesting. Like it's just like people watching essentially, but like he
Oh,
like
okay.
makes like a story out of it.
Oh, for
Um,
real. Like,
yeah, so it's cool. He just does like a voiceover, and it's just like a bunch of like shots that he filmed throughout the years.
and is it
Um,
like fictional stories or is it just like is
I'm
he
not sure
like
actually.
tying it up kind of thing?
Like he'll do like a narration of like his problem. Like the whole show is based on how to. So it's like how to. The most recent episode I saw was like how to buy property or something,
Oh my
and
god.
like he explains his process of like his apartment landowner like selling him the apartment, and like him trying to find like other real estate to buy, but it's all like very comedic. So that's why I'm not sure if it is like real or if he just like makes the scenarios to like go along, with the story and the shots that he has filmed. Um,
Yeah, it sounds like it's probably like half improv kind of thing.
yeah,
Something.
probably. But yeah, I definitely recommend that if you want like a good laugh. It's kind of like a very easygoing show.
Have you seen I Think You Should Leave, like Tim Robbins?
Yeah, it's
I love
another
that
really good
show.
show.
Such a
Yeah,
headache. I love
yeah,
I love the bit with like the tables bit where it's like that
yeah.
woman, she's like, oh, like, and like the students are like just asking her about like what does she do for a living?
Yeah,
Tables. It's so
yeah.
good. I love how like absurd it is.
Yeah, another really good show. But yeah, I guess I have like a more that specific style of comedy is like more so like what I like. So
Yeah,
whenever that comes around, it's like super like fun just to like sit back and laugh.
for sure, for sure.
um,
I definitely have to check that out.
Yeah, those are a couple of things to check out. But yeah, is there anything else that you want to shout out or like plug before this episode is wrapped up of Sunday Conversations?
Let's see. Support all the bands that I mentioned. Like Worst Behavior, Riley, what is it? High Regard, Trauma Ray, see, Sweet Craft Vegan, Austin, and his partners like business like vegan bakery in Brownsville, Texas. Great stuff. Shout out Glare. I don't know. Geez, I don't know. I guess that's it. I don't know. My mind kind of goes blank sometimes. I'm like,
like, I know it's difficult to like think of everything.
Yeah.
But yeah, go listen to Heavenly. It's out December 10th. That's this Friday. If you're listening to it the week that this comes out. If you're listening to it after it's out, you can go listen to it.
Yes.
We have vinyl still up for pre-order. CDs are shipping this week already. So they'll arrive to you by release day. Vinyl will be shortly delayed, but hopefully we'll get it in like the next month or so. We have one variant is sold out, so I think only the splatter is left. So if you want that, go pick it up.
Please go pick it up.
Yeah.
If you must.
I haven't mentioned this on this show, but if you want like any Sunday Drive records in your record store, like just ask your record store and they can get it pretty easily because Death Wish distributes all of our stuff. So if you're hearing this and you want to go buy a Glare record in person at a record store, you can say, hey, like, do you have Glare, like Heavenly? And they're like, oh no, but we can order it for you. And then you can tell them,
Yeah, and make sure you record the whole experience and send it to us. We'll make a compilation of everyone who does it.
But yeah, that'll be super cool. If you're like in the middle of nowhere, even and there's like this random record store. You can get Glare records in your store. That'll be
Glare
cool.
records at Best Buy. Or what's that? Forever 21 or something. Urban Outfitters and shit. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. This is cool. I never done a podcast before.
Yeah,
I hope we did okay. I don't know.
No, yeah, it was fun. But yeah, thanks everyone for listening. Again, to listen to Glare Heavenly out this Friday. And yeah, this has been Sunday Conversations, episode 7. Thanks.